Major Janice Bachstruck is going to give an update on this morning's officer-involved shooting. She's the Deputy Commander of Professional Standards, along with Lieutenant Billy March. He is the Commander of the Force Investigations Unit. And everything is preliminary and could change as the investigation develops.
Janice, can you move up just a little bit for me? Thank you, I appreciate you. All good?
Sorry, is this good, guys?
Go ahead, guys.
Is everybody ready?
Yes.
At approximately 7 a.m. this morning, officers from the 911 unit received a call for an individual armed with a knife in the 5500 block of Wells. When the officers arrived, they observed an individual armed with a large butcher-style knife in the 5500 block of Wells. They gave him directions to drop the knife. He did not comply. The individual then started approaching officers. The officer started to move backwards to maintain a reactionary gap distance and continued to yell, "Stop, drop the knife." At some point, the gentleman rushed towards the officers in a running motion, and when he got close to the officer discharged one round, striking the individual in the upper leg groin area. The individual was conveyed to a nearby hospital where he is stable and expected to survive.
Janice, was this person with the knife attacking somebody else? Was he like, what was the context of the whole knife thing?
The context of the whole knife thing will be part of our ongoing investigation. We have to interview that individual and do some other things to get our investigation going. We just know right now he was the only individual outside with the knife when the officers arrived.
Okay.
So we are looking into that. All of that will become part of our investigation. He is a 72-year-old individual and approximately, I should say that, late 60s, early 70s. We still have to do some identification and confirmation, but the officer is a 41-year-old individual that is confirmed, and he has a little over 3 years of service.
Now, I noticed that this is a senior living apartment behind you. Is there any connection between this man who was shot in this apartment complex?
That will also be part of our investigation.
Okay.
I can't confirm that at this time.
So how many officers, can you clarify, responded to this 911 call?
There were 2 officers on the scene. 1 officer discharged his firearm.
1 officer, okay.
Best you can tell, I know it's kind of ongoing, but best you can tell preliminarily, did this officer act in a proper manner? Was there anything that raises questions about what the officer did, or is this?
That's all part of our investigation. This will be turned into the Circuit Attorney's Office for review, and we'll go from there. But at this time, I don't make comments on that.
It's early to comment, but he shot a person in the leg. That's the groin area. Was that intent?
Is it intent to shoot him?
Intentional to shoot, like not in the central region?
Ma'am, I don't think any officer intends to do that. They just are you're moving backwards, you're moving while you are actually engaging. So it's a hard thing.
So there were 2 officers who responded. Were they in the same unit, or were they responded separately?
I have not confirmed that.
Janice, can you kind of take us into the mind of an officer at this point? I mean, he's reacting, this guy has a knife. Some people might say, hey, he has a knife, you have a gun, you don't have to shoot him. Others might say, hey, this is trying to act to save your own life. Can you speak just from a law enforcement perspective?
From a law enforcement perspective, it is his duty to try to maintain a reactionary gap and give that person additional commands with the attempt to comply. Okay, so I did specifically say he did move backwards, maintaining that reactionary gap before he discharged his weapon. So yes, the officer did what he is trained to do.
And the officers did tell you that were they able to see the knife when they did arrive? Visibly, they could see the knife.
Yes, they could visibly see the knife. That's why they approached him.
And can you tell us the update on the victim's condition, the man who was
He is
shot?
absolutely stable.
No officers were injured. Just so you guys know. Thank you guys very much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.